Good afternoon. It's meteorologist Michael Fecka. Welcome back to the afternoon weather streaming show. We've now added these to the weekend, so you'll be able to get us Monday through Sunday now at 2:30 and at 9 p.m. We stream it out to all of our streaming platforms as well as to Facebook Live and YouTube. So if you're joining us from either place, please feel free to leave us a question or a comment. Hopefully I'll be able to address everything as I go through the forecast, but if not, I'll go through at the very end and see if I can answer anything individually for you. But let's get started here. We'll start off with a look outside. We had a decent day so far. We started off on the cloudier side, then the clouds kind of cleared out a bit, but now we've got some high-level cirrus clouds that are kind of streaming in here through this afternoon. We've got a wave of low pressure that's going to pass to our south, and as that passes to our south, we should start to gradually clear out through the rest of this afternoon and headed into this evening. But here's a look at what we're tracking for the next several days. Right now it's partly sunny and cool, but we do have that warm-up for the start of the work week. We'll be getting well above average by Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday especially, that is going to be the warmest day of the work week. And then it looks like we'll stay on the warmer side to right around average, but we've got some slight chances for showers there Tuesday into Wednesday, and then possibly lingering into next week and into next weekend. It looks like the models are still kind of flip-flopping back and forth between whether it wants to be on the rainier side or the drier side, but regardless, nothing too major here moving through, at least through Friday. But here's a current look at our conditions. We're looking at partly sunny skies. I know our icons here show mostly sunny skies, but they have a hard time kind of reading that thin cirrus cloud layer. So it isn't fully sunny, but we've got some filtered sunshine out there, and temperatures are hanging out in the mid-30s, 37 there in Owensboro, 35 here in Evansville, all the way into the lower 40s there in Madisonville. Here's what we're looking at. We've got this area of high pressure kind of anchored to our north and east. We've got this little wave of low pressure that's going to continue to slide off to our south and east there. We may catch a sprinkle out of that in extreme western Kentucky, but I'm really thinking we'll all stay dry here through the rest of the night. And you can see as these clouds move in and out of here, we do have some clearing off to our west. So that'll take a couple of more hours before we start to fully clear out, and then we'll remain dry and clear through the rest of the night tonight. But let's take a closer look at our Doppler radar here in the tri-state. We're just looking at some cloud cover out there right now, maybe even a little bit sunnier just to the north of the tri-state with some of those clouds beginning to break up just above our banner there. But let's take you through the rest of this evening. Those cirrus clouds continue to drop into our south, and then we'll stay clear overnight tonight. Winds will be out of the east, so that'll keep temperatures from cooling off too much. It'll still be chilly. We'll be dropping down into the 20s, but not as cold as the last couple of nights. So looking at your next 12-hour forecast, we'll see temperatures drop out of the 30s into the mid-20s overnight tonight. Winds out of the east-southeast between 7 to 9 miles per hour. And then headed into our Monday, that's when we really should start to feel that warm-up, popping up into the upper 40s to around 50 by Monday afternoon. I think some lower 50s across western Kentucky, upper 40s here in southern Indiana. So winds are going to be light and variable as well. Looking at the next 6 to 10 day outlook, we are still outlooked here for above average temps, and a good portion of the country also undergoing this nice warm up. So it's not just here in the tri-state. We'll all get to enjoy a little taste of spring, especially through the start of the work week. But here's a look at that temperature trend. Actually looks quite normal, something we haven't seen in a long time. Our blue lines actually line up with our overnight lows, and that red line actually lines up mostly with our highs. It's been so backwards with all the cold we've had recently that this is a nice refreshing look to this temperature trend. But we'll pop up slightly above average by Monday, and then well above average for Tuesday, topping out in the upper 50s and even in lower 60s across portions of western Kentucky. So a very warm day Tuesday. We'll see an increase in cloud cover through the afternoon with the chance for some scattered showers overnight Tuesday into early Wednesday morning. A lot of that shower activity looks to line up along the river and just south. So much of southern Indiana, especially north of the Evansville area, may be missing out on a lot of that shower activity. It looks like it's kind of more focused over our western Kentucky areas. But regardless, that'll be cleared out by early Wednesday morning, and then we should be clearing skies through the day on Wednesday, temperatures topping out only in the mid-40s again, which is right around average for this time of year. So we'll likely end up right around average or slightly above through the middle and end of next week. And in terms of precipitation chances through the end of next week, models are still flip-flopping back and forth between a wetter pattern and a drier pattern here, but the Climate Prediction Center continues to outlook us for the chance for above average precipitation. So let's take a look at those rain chances here through the next week or so. Tuesday night into Wednesday looks like our best chance as a cold front moves through, and then depending on if frontal boundaries kind of lay draped across the tri-state, we may see chances for a few more scattered showers there Thursday and into Friday, but they would be fairly isolated and very light. And then it looks like another system may try to move through here by next weekend, and that'll bring in our next best chance for some widespread rainfall across the tri-state. But here's a look at the future radar here through Tuesday. So we'll start off with sunny skies Tuesday morning, and then the clouds will kind of fill in throughout the day on Tuesday. Maybe seeing some patchy areas of drizzle throughout the day, but the best chances for those showers are going to be Tuesday night and into early Wednesday morning. And you'll notice that most of that shower activity kind of trended to the south, so south of the Ohio River there, mostly over western Kentucky. And then we dry out through the day on Wednesday, maybe getting stuck in the cloud cover there a little bit. But in terms of precipitation amounts, if our computer wants to generate them for me, it looks like it's having a little bit of a hard time, but we're only looking at a few hundredths of an inch north of the river and maybe a tenth to up to a quarter of an inch possible south of the river, but I think the highest amounts are going to be well off to the south of the tri-state. And now in terms of what it looks like beyond Wednesday, here's where it gets a little bit tricky. So that cold front drops to our south through the day on Wednesday, and it stays to our south there. But this model here wants to bring in this area of high pressure throughout the day on Thursday, and then this other piece of energy wants to slide in Thursday night and into Friday. Now I know it shows a little bit of a mix of rain and snow here, but it looks like temperatures will be warm enough to just see some light rain showers with that passing system. So again, that wouldn't really be anything significant, but that's why I still have those 20% chances for rain Thursday and Friday, just because that little piece of energy may slide through. Now, both models do agree on another system trying to move through for next weekend, and this one comes up from the south, and it looks like it's going to stay all rain here, with the heaviest rain over the deep south and maybe seeing some wintry precipitation off to our northeast in areas of New England by the end of next week. But that round will bring us our next best chance for at least some widespread and some more substantial rainfall. We're not looking at anything too heavy. Again, we could be looking at a quarter up to a half an inch across portions of the tri-state with that system moving in next weekend. So that is kind of the gist here on the next 7 days. Let me take this full screen so you guys can get a better look at it. One thing for certain, we are warming up here through the start of the work week, and that snowpack should be finally gone as we get into Tuesday and into Wednesday, especially if we get any showers that will really help take it out of here. So a taste of spring, and hopefully we have that snowpack is going to be a long forgotten thought, and we don't have to worry about it coming back anytime soon, at least through the next 7 days. But we've got those slight chances for showers there through the middle of the work week. Again, I think our next best chance outside of Tuesday night into Wednesday is going to be Thursday evening, and then outside of that, headed into the weekend, we've got an area of low pressure that will move through, and I think that'll bring us our best widespread chance for rainfall. But regardless, nothing major moving through here, at least through Friday, and temperatures will stay on the warmer side, or at least around average by the time we get into Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday, still topping out in the 40s there. All right, so let me go ahead and take a look at some of your comments. Let's see. Suzanne Daly says the snow is melting. I know, it's exciting. It's the beautiful sound of icicles just splatting back onto the ground because they are melting and it's going away. Linny Howard says, nice warmer weather, yes. So did the groundhog take a bribe? I don't know what's wrong with that groundhog, man. I'm just glad maybe his forecast isn't panning out. He's not always the most accurate, but he's always the loudest, isn't he? But yeah, that's all I'm seeing here in the comments. So I'm going to hop off the live stream, and I'll send you guys over to 14 News at 5, which will be a stream show tonight. So the same way you're watching us now is how you're going to be able to get our news and weather headlines this evening. Of course, they're doing coverage of the football tonight on NBC. So we'll also have another 9 o'clock stream here, just weather, and then we'll go on air after all of the game is wrapped up later on tonight on 14 News at 10, but I'm pretty sure that's going to get pushed back a little bit. So you may have to stay up a little bit later. Oh, gosh. James said, evidently that groundhog was blind. You're right. All right, so I'm going to hop off the live stream now, and I'll send you guys on your way. Until I see you next, have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy tonight, and enjoy the warmer weather headed our way.